contestant, Rocky Lockridge, both qualifiers, as we said, and they've both faced world-class opponents over the years.
Well, Rocky came out of his corner. He's got one of those Irish pennants hanging from the back of his safety foul-proof protector there. I guess Lou Duva will notice that when he comes back.
Boza Edwards, the southpaw. Normally starts out very quickly, comes at you very hard, tremendous ability to take a punch, and he's got great endurance. And as far as Lockridge is concerned, very aggressive. You like to call him a stylist. He's a powerful puncher, and his best weapon is the big overhand right.
Well, let's see how he boxes a southpaw tonight. I'm quite sure Lou Duva told him how to fight. He's going to be very, very fast with a right hand with a southpaw. And Rocky is carrying his left down a little too low right now.
Boza Edwards could be susceptible to Rocky's big right hand if he opens himself up. He doesn't use much lateral movement, which could be to the benefit of Lockridge, but Boza Edwards feels that Rocky will not be able to handle the heavier punches as he steps up in weight class.
Well, Boza, of course, has been in several wars. I want to see just how much he can take tonight because he's taken an awful lot of punishment. I want to see his reaction when he gets hit real hard. But Boza is the kind of a fighter that keeps coming right at you all the time, square away.
Midway through the first round, Boza Edwards fought Alexis Arguello back in 1980. Lost on a TKO in the 8th round. It broke Cornelius' 18-fight win streak. But 7 months later, as predicted by Arguello, Boza Edwards became the junior lightweight champ.
He's very, very sturdy. He's like the Rock of Gibraltar. He stands right there. He takes a lot, but he issues a lot, too.
He's ranked 4th by the WBC in the 130-pound division. While Lockridge is rated 3rd by Ring Magazine at 126 pounds, 4th by the WBA, 6th by the BC.
Rocky seems to be still a little too squared away in front. He ought to get more to the side and jab more to the side. As you can see, he's vulnerable for a real straight left cross by Boza.
And Lockridge is down on his back.
And that was a right hook, and it was a terrific right hook to the chin.
Punch coming out of nowhere. Rocky Lockridge decked.
He throws not only a good jab, but that was a tremendous right hook for a southpaw.
Well, standing by with our Dick Landis is a very cool, calm, and collected WBA junior welterweight champion, Aaron Pryor.
Rocky is going to have to get more to the side.
As we go into round 2, this fight scheduled for 10. Rocky Lockridge knocked down in that first round. Cornelius Boza Edwards in the white. Rocky Lockridge in the red. Last fight by Boza Edwards, May 15th, a 12-round decision loss to Bobby Chacon for the WBC Super Featherweight title in Las Vegas. His biggest win over Bazooka Limon for the WBC Super Featherweight crown back in '81.
You see, Rocky Lockridge was no doubt instructed to go to the left, but I don't think he was scouted very well. Boza wasn't scouted because he ran right into the right hook. Rocky Lockridge was told to go to the left so he avoid being hitting with the left cross, but he got hit with the right hook as he was going to the left.
Well, Lockridge has one of the best defensive strategists in his corner in George Bennett, who trained Leon Spinks for his first fight with Muhammad Ali. And I'm sure he did plenty of talking to Rocky.
I don't know why Rocky's not dancing around more like he generally has fought. Tonight he's standing toe-to-toe with him, and that's pretty dangerous, especially in the early rounds.
Well, let's see if he learned his lesson and changes his style a little bit here in round 2.
Now that's what Rocky should be doing now, standing on the outside, throwing that jab, and moving to his left and shooting the right crossover as fast as possible. That's the right that he should be throwing. That was great.
Rocky seemed a bit on the tense side heading into this fight as we talked to him over the last couple of days. Boza Edwards very cool.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You took that word really right out of my mouth. He's a very, very cool fellow. And tough.
Big right there by Boza Edwards.
Edwards is a real normal fighter. When I say normal, I mean he's a real fighter.
Pretty good overhand right there by Rocky that connected on the head of Boza Edwards. He's the crowd favorite, Cornelius. He lives right here in Las Vegas, although he was born in Uganda and raised in Great Britain.
Oh, now I like to explain what I meant, Steve, by a real fighter. He's a man that can dish it out. He's a man that can take it, and he's in there to really please the spectators, and also to please himself with large purses.
He can take the punishment.
Boza throws very, very short, crisp punches, particularly a lot of uppercuts.
As we head for the bell.
Give me that bucket, this trick. Okay?
Punch for your chin.
We got it. All right, you got it, Ali.
All right, let's go, Rock.
Let's get out there. Come on, baby, come on.
Round 3 scheduled for 10. Cornelius Boza Edwards, wearing the white trunks, has pretty much dictated the tempo from the opening bell. Interestingly enough, Rocky has lost 3 fights, 2 tough split decisions to Eusebio Pedroza and the other one to Juan Laporte. Rocky says he should have boxed more against Pedroza, and you would think he would do that here against Cornelius Boza Edwards.
Well, Rocky has the right idea. He told me that he wants to get in and meet the real good fighters and see if he can defeat them. So, you know, he's a musician, and he wants to get in. He wants to become a champion and out fast and make some money.
Well, this one is a long way from over. It's only round 3.
It's early. It's too early to tell. Rocky appears to be stronger in structure. The way he moved him around, Boza looked like a little featherweight then.
Keep in mind, Lockridge was knocked down late in the first round by Boza.
Hold it.
Mickey Duff told me that Boza Edwards has tremendous endurance and stamina, and I'm sure you would agree.
Oh, yeah. I've refereed his fights. I've refereed the Navarrete fight in Italy, and, of course, he lost that fight, but he's, well, he lost that fight. He was recently married, I understand, so he's having a good time. He didn't work out too hard.
That was August 29th, 1981. I mentioned Mickey Duff. That's the manager of Cornelius Boza Edwards, another Londoner who now lives in California.
Now they're mixing it really toe-to-toe now. Something's bound to happen here. And, you know, I just saw Boza. Boza was rocked. It seems that Rocky's getting pretty strong on the inside.
Just going to say, it looks as if Rocky is gaining strength there as this fight wears on. He's gaining more confidence, bouncing around, putting together some combinations.
He might have felt that, Rocky might have felt that he took Boza's best shot, and now he's getting in there. But he could be getting reckless, too. You'll never know.
There's a wild right that missed. The elusive Boza Edwards able to duck away.
It really would be something to see if Rocky would back off a little while now, stop boxing and jabbing, and throwing a fast right cross across like he just did.
Good one right there, but deflected by Boza Edwards.
Watch your head.
Rocky is no longer going to the left, as you notice, because he was punished with that right hook, and he's not going into it this time.
25 seconds and counting in round 3. They are really trading punches.
This is an inside fight all the way. It's going to be a tough fight, I'll tell you, as it is right now.
Good left hook by Rocky Lockridge that landed.
Yeah, but it didn't phase Boza at all, Steve.
Apparently not. So round 3 is going to be history. Scheduled for 10. Lockridge gaining confidence the last round. He was knocked down in the first.
Apparently, George Benton, his trainer, instructed him to fight this way tonight. Instructed him to stay on the inside and punch more on the inside. I kind of think if I had Rocky, I would tell him to mix it up. Stay inside, stay outside, kind of confuse Boza.
His last fight, July 14th, a knockout in the first round over Chino Cruz in Totowa. Lockridge. A good left hook by Rocky Lockridge.
Rocky seems to be slowly and steadily gaining momentum. His punches are landing. He's staying a little on the outside now. He's bobbing and weaving, and that's what he's supposed to do. He should have been doing that really in the first and second round to figure out Boza. Now he's figuring him out, though.
Boza Edwards, the former WBC super featherweight champ or junior lightweight champ.
Boza is very elusive. Rocky threw a left hook and missed and spun right around.
Boza Edwards, the ability to slither in and out like a snake.
He has a beautiful body for a fighter, Boza Edwards, really defined.
Good left and right there by Rocky Lockridge. Crisp left, lunging out.
I'm telling you now, Rocky is starting to connect. He's gaining a lot of confidence.
He's getting a lot of snap on that left jab. Here's a right that connected straight on, flush on the face of Boza Edwards.
But he's going to be balled out by Lou Duva for leading with a right. Fighter should not lead with a right. It's dangerous, particularly with a man like Boza who can really throw a great left cross.
Boza Edwards continues to come straight in. Rocky picking off those punches. Sweeping left hook by Edwards.
This is the kind of a fight I like to see, though, when I'm a spectator. There's a lot of action. There's a lot of good boxing, bobbing and weaving. It's slipping side to side. It's great.
A very busy fight.
Rocky threw a very good left hook through Boza's jaw then. Very, very good. Boza's power doesn't seem to be too effective right now. Maybe the heat's getting to both these young men.
Temperature about 90 plus here in Las Vegas today. Of course, it's cooled off a little bit as round number 4 into the night here in Las Vegas.
Rocky's coming on very strong.
Boza Edwards in the white, Rocky Lockridge wearing the red.
Rocky came back very well after that knockdown. That takes courage to come back that way. He's getting, of course, a lot of rooting in his corner with George Benton and Lou Duva. They know how to really stimulate a fighter, and that's most important.
A couple of tests here for Rocky. This is his first fight at the 130-pound level, and the first southpaw he's faced as a pro. He's been sparring with southpaw Johnny Bumpus, the USBA junior welterweight champ, in preparation.
And when I mentioned stimulating a fighter, I didn't mean anything with drugs or anything like that. It's just the way they talk to their fighters. I just would like the fans out there to know that the main event tonight, they're receiving a urine analysis prior to the fight and post-fight. And that's a very good advance in boxing.
Of course, a lot of controversy stemming from the first affair back on November 12th at the Orange Bowl. No tests taken, which stirred up Bill Miller, the advisor and agent of Alexis Arguello. There's a right cross by Rocky.
I've got to continue to say that Rocky's coming back very well. He's hitting with he's scoring with his jab, scoring with the right hand, real effectively.
Rocky has been sharper since the knockdown. Got him going. It really woke him up. There's a combination by Rocky to the head of Boza Edwards. But as you pointed out, Boza with this incredible ability to take a punch.
Rocky took a couple of very good shots then from Boza, and he just glanced it right off. I kind of think he's absorbed the most that Boza has tonight so far.
And once you know that, you're in pretty good shape.
He's getting the best of the inside so far, it seems. Look at that.
Rocky has really turned things around here in this fight.
Well, that's going to give him an awful lot of confidence because he's in with a great fighter, and if he can score with a great fighter like this, it's going to really, really mean an awful lot in the end result of this fight.
He continues to go inside against Boza Edwards. Those punches not landing. There's a little bit of a low blow by Boza.
Now, that was definitely low.
Lockridge with a left hook.
Low, but unintentional.
Oh, Lockridge with another left hook to the head that blocked Boza Edwards. And Boza is holding on.
Boza is hurt. When a man holds on like that, fights, you know he must be hurt.
Rocky Lockridge now swarming all over Cornelius Boza Edwards. You heard the words of Mickey Duff, "You're lazy." And Cornelius Boza Edwards says, "No, I'm not lazy."
Well, then he said, work harder, work harder. And I agree with Mickey Duff. He's laying back too much. If you want to win the fight, you have to be aggressive and push the fight.
He's got to realize he is in with a tough cookie, Rocky Lockridge, who had a tremendous 5th round. Rocky with a ferocious fight, and they exchange punches in the center of the ring. Good exchange right there.
I tell you something, Steve, if I were judging now, I would say that Rocky Lockridge is back in the fight, and he's pulling it quite even. He, of course, that knockdown, that was a 2-point knockdown. He lost, he lost an edge there. But Rocky certainly is up there. It could possibly be an even fight at this point.
The judges, Wayne Ford, Dave Moretti, and Dalby Shirley in this junior lightweight fight, and it is a battle.
And I will say that that's an unofficial, opinion of mine. It's not official. The judges have that job tonight, and they have some excellent judges and referees here tonight.
Uppercuts by Lockridge are landing, and Boza Edwards is getting mad. Oh, a connection by Lockridge to the head, flush on the face of Edwards. Another left hook by Rocky.
Rocky is beating him to the punch. Boza now is coming to life a little more. Maybe Mickey Duff has livened him up.
A short, snappy right by Rocky Lockridge landed in that last flurry.
I kind of think that Boza came out lazy because he figured that Rocky was an easy target for him, but now he knows he's in a fight and he better wake up. Mickey Duff is over there in the corner and is really screaming at him.
Rocky now is pressing the attack and dictating the fight. He is landing almost at will.
A marvelous left hook by Rocky, and it connected right to the face and chin of Boza.
And Cornelius Boza Edwards is frustrated.
Boza's being hit to the head with left hooks and right uppercuts and right crosses. Too much so now.
Now Rocky is oozing with confidence, showing a lot of style, backing up, measuring him out.
I've noticed a change in Rocky. Rocky now is going to the left and to the right. When he came out in the beginning, he was stiff. He was right head on. He was a target. He's no longer a target.
He is not that rigid target anymore. He's becoming very elusive. He's bouncing around, and he is connecting. A left and a right by Lockridge to the head of Boza Edwards.
That right uppercut was tremendous, right to the chin of Boza. That's going to wear Boza down. It is right now.
Lockridge going to town here in round 6 as it is. Number 7, scheduled for 10. Rocky Lockridge does not seem to be troubled by the southpaw style of Cornelius Boza Edwards, and the fact that he steps up in weight class doesn't seem to be affecting him as well. He was knocked down in the first round, but he has come back even stronger since.
Well, sometimes a knockdown like that will really stimulate a fighter to come on and give it his best. That's a sign of a good fighter. Lou Duve is very happy now. He says, now you've got him. Keep it up. Keep it up.
So, a charged up Rocky Lockridge enters round 7.
Rocky really pulled this fight right out now. He could even be leading on an unofficial scorecard of mine.
Rocky winning a lot of new fans here in Las Vegas. Cornelius Boza Edwards makes his home here, but a lot of fans who have not seen Rocky because he's fought most of his fights back east are getting to know Rocky Lockridge.
Rocky now has the power, and Boza seems to have pitter-patter punches. Look at those jabs. He's just throwing them out easily. And Mickey is right. He just doesn't seem to be wanting giving it that full steam.
Lockridge originally from Tacoma, Washington, but he has lived most of his life in Maple Shade, New Jersey.
Rocky is pushing him away, making it a target. Of course, that's illegal, but sometimes it's almost necessary, and he's setting him up. Rocky is catching those punches very well by the side of his arms and his gloves, if you notice.
He seems to be bottling Boza Edwards up.
These are all powerful punches. Rocky has the power now. They're short and crisp. That was very low. A very low punch. It was a left uppercut right under the belt of Rocky Lockridge.
Lockridge has outstanding knockout power. Of his 30 wins, 25 by knockout.
Rocky is no longer intimidated. He's staying right on the inside. I believe he knows that he's taking his best punch, and he's just going right in and doing his job terrifically well.
A left jab followed by a right hook, but the right hook was a glancing blow by Lockridge.
And I don't want to indicate here that Boza is getting less dangerous, because he could be dangerous.
A straight right by Lockridge. Flush on the face of Cornelius Boza Edwards.
But Boza is getting the worst of it right now in this round. It's a very good round for Rocky. Tremendous right crosses, all landing right to the chin.
Final seconds of round 7. And what a turnaround for Rocky Lockridge.
I'll let it go in the eye. Blind. Grab top. All right. Work from the top. Let me work from it.
And we swing over to the corner of Rocky Lockridge. That's Ace Barada, the East cut man.
Too long, right? Now let that pull you on the rest. What's the 8th round coming up? 8th round. Okay. Come on, you got to start turning it out now, baby. You got 8 rounds. Right, come here, come on, add up, baby. It's kind of close. You understand? So I want you to try to win these 3 rounds big. You understand? Now don't let this guy hurt me. Now get me right.
Low blow coming up, Arthur. Eventually.
Yes, what a great right shot that was. Boza, of course, complained a little bit about his eye. He said something about his left eye here. I don't see anything happening. But there's the low blow. Referee failed to see that, and it was really low.
Round 8 scheduled for 10.
George Benton told Rocky that he has to pull this fight out. It's rather even. And he's possibly right. In the last 3 rounds, Rocky really has to win these rounds.
Benton said Rocky win these last 3 rounds in no uncertain terms.
I would like to see more of the left eye that Boza was complaining about. He said that he was hit in the left eye. I can't see from this point because of the Klieg lights whether it's swollen or not.
Yeah, it's interesting. Rocky Lockridge lost those 2 big fights to Eusebio Pedrosa in the final few rounds. It'll be intriguing to see how he handles it here.
Boza lost his whip and his steam and his...
Oh, what a right by Lockridge!
That really rocked Boza right to the chin and hit him square in the face.
A pulsating right hand by Rocky Lockridge.
It knocked him off balance. And now Rocky should really follow that up because he is open for a right. Boza has been pushing a lot tonight, pushing his opponent away, and that really shouldn't be permitted. It throws a man off balance. Rocky should be concentrating on that right now. With a southpaw, that's your most effective punch, is a great straight right cross.
Past the midway point of round 8.
But it must be quick. There it is. He's attempting to do it.
Right left by Rocky Lockridge. That rocks Boza Edwards, and he looks to finish him off.
Boza is hurt.
Cornelius stunned. Another hard left by Lockridge. A left hook to the head of Boza Edwards.
We were saying early in the day, Steve, you and I, that Boza had so many tough fights that, you know, a nice soft punch now kind of rattles him. But they're not soft punches in receiving. But he's rattling more now than he's ever done in his life. His life of boxing.
Cornelius Boza Edwards, ranked 4th by the WBC, former WBC super featherweight champ, is in trouble against the up-and-coming Rocky Lockridge. 25 seconds and counting in round 8.
Now, Boza just seemed like for a moment that he just changed his style a little moment like a southpaw, but he's right back. Boza Boza knows it's the right cross. The right cross is working very well for him.
Now, don't let him do nothing to you. You understand? Good defense and good offense, right? Okay. Hands up good. Now move around. You understand? Okay.
Oh, come on now.
We need 2 rounds. Come on, baby. You get the championship fight, okay? Now let's go. Come on. Get up. 9th round. Let's go. Get up. Go get this guy.
Round number 9 scheduled for 10. The words of manager Lou Duva. We need 2 rounds, then the championship fight.
Yeah, and George Benton says, go get him now. It looks good. Get in there and do your fighting. Keep your defenses up and keep scoring the way you are, and that's all you could really tell him. Because Rocky Lockridge now has Boza Edwards style right down to just where he wants it. He's scoring very well. And I would say at this unofficially rather, that Rocky's pulled it out and he's leading.
Boza Edwards would need a knockout from our standpoint to pull this one out. There's a thumping right by Lockridge to the face of Edwards.
We've said all along, all the way, the right hand is the punch, and he is really showing it. Rocky is really beating him to the punch with that right hand. That's the punch for the southpaw.
At the outset, that Boza Edwards might be susceptible to that wicked overhand right because of his straight walk-on style, and it is coming to fruition. Another right by Rocky.
What confidence he's gained now, Rocky. He's scoring with jabs, with right hands. Boza always comes in, as we said earlier. He never retreats. He ought to learn how to go back.
No lateral movement by Cornelius Boza Edwards. At the age of 27, this is a big crossroads fight for him, and it's been disappointing since the first round, since he knocked Lockridge down. Here's a pretty good exchange right here in the center of the ring.
I tell you, if it goes the way it goes, it looks like it's going. I think Rocky has a chance of knocking him down. I'm not saying knocking him out, because I think Boza is being hurt. There he is. He's very shaky.
Over his career in the past, he's had the ability to come back even stronger after being rattled, but Rocky is neutralizing the situation. He's not coming back. Another short, crisp left there by Lockridge. A hard right by Lockridge that sent Boza Edwards reeling back.
Boza has lost it. He's lost his power, and Rocky has gained it.
It's as if he got a blood transfusion at the end of round 1. Rocky Lockridge. The blood of Cornelius Boza Edwards.
Yeah, Boza's lost his timing. His timing and his punch. That pitter-patting on the inside will do nothing. It's not powerful at all. Rocky has the power now.
Boza Edwards is out of sync, and Rocky Lockridge is right on target.
Now I don't understand why he's stopped punching.
Like you were just doing, right?
Give me a little drench on my back.
We need to start. Come on, baby. This is around the
Seconds out. Seconds, last round.
10th and final round, and it's got to be desperation time for Cornelius Boza Edwards.
Well, all of you out there, and Steve, you heard it. Mickey Duff says to Boza, you won that round. Then we went over and we heard Lou Duva say to Rocky that you won the round. My personal opinion is that Boza lost that round handily and Rocky won.
I don't know what fight Mickey Duff is watching. Rocky Lockridge doing a little dancing around now, keeping his distance.
Well, I don't understand Rocky now. He ought to really go in and pursue him and really come on strong, which he's doing.
Combination right there, landing by Lockridge. There's a hard left by Boza Edwards, but Lockridge picked it off with his fist.
Boza appears to me to not have nothing left, and I think Rocky can go in and take a chance to try and really knock him out at this point.
And Rocky giving us a pretty good illustration of his hand speed in that last flurry. And Boza Edwards caught off balance.
Well, he's off balance because of being punched real hard. He's lost his equilibrium. and he's really hurt. It's been a real steady accumulation of punches that's hurting Boza. It's nummified.
And now he is arm weary. He was leaning up against Rocky Lockridge, tired.
Boza will come across with a pretty good punch, but Rocky will come with 3 or 4 and make up for it. And this is how the judges score fights, on how you score and how you throw those punches.
1, 2, 1, 2. And again.
Here's that left hook by Boza Edwards, but just a glancing blow. And again, Rocky able to elude the right hand by Cornelius Boza Edwards.
You can't discount Boza, though. He's in the fight till the very, very last round, all the time, all of his fights.
Another sharp right by Lockridge landing.
Rocky's done a tremendous job in this fight. He really came back after that knockdown. He's doing very, very well.
Total Jekyll and Hyde after that first round. He looked unsure of himself, and then he developed confidence following the knockdown. And it's been mostly Rocky Lockridge, like this scene right here. Oh, what a combination by Lockridge, but Boza Edwards stays up on his feet.
Well, I'll tell you, it looked like I said in the beginning that Rocky's going to attempt to knock him down, and it looks like it could happen. Every punch is effective, lefts and rights, everything.
A blistering attack by Rocky Lockridge. We're heading for the bell, the final bell of this fight. And we'll have the decision in...
A real exciting preliminary fight before our championship bout tonight. Rocky Lockridge and Carl Boza Edwards, a 10th round junior lightweight bout. Boza Edwards knocked Lockridge down with a right hook in the first round. It could have really been a trip because the fight evened out then in the